guys, clear track speed here. We're back at it again at Locomotion. We're gonna go ahead and continue on. This is our first little stint into North America. This is North America East 1900. Let's go ahead. We have our female character here. We'll name her Charlotte. I don't know why I'm blanking on it right there. It's right there. It's right there. Charlotte Evergreen. That's a very fake sounding last name, but you know what? Gives us a chance to use that, and we'll call this the Evergreen lines. Alright, perfect. There we go. We'll go ahead and take a look at our mission here. So our mission is to have 2,000 passengers at the end of 1909. So this is very much like the British one that we just did. The only difference is here that we are set in America. Things are a little bit further apart than in England. So we have Evergreen here. Let's go ahead and build a bus. We'll connect DC here to Baltimore and eventually Philly with New York. So that'll definitely help out our system a lot here. You see, we'll probably use the bridge on this side just because it's a lot. They already have the those stone bridges, and those are really sucky. Just leave it at that. Richmond will probably connect to that in the future, but we'll go ahead. Continue this line right here. Go across. That's all we need to do. So we'll go ahead and pause it right here and go ahead and look at our stations right here. It's a nice little happy one right here in the middle of Washington, D.C. It's called DC Lakeside. We'll do this one right up here. Baltimore Lakeside, and we'll do that as Baltimore proper. Go ahead, pause it, and put our bus down. Take that, and that. Perfect. Put that bus on the slope here. And then we'll go ahead, start looking up a little bit later here. Let's see. We might even just build a cross here. And yeah, that might be just really happy to have a bus. We'll go connect these smaller suburbs out here. I don't know how good it will be. I don't think it will make a lot of money, but it definitely will help us out here. So we might even also start our freight train here so we can fund our whole operation here. So another really good one on this map that I like to start out with here is up here in Pensacola. We have a oil refinery. We'll go ahead, build from our oil refinery. We're building a little backwards here, but it's nice and happy. It's just a little bit of a turn here. Go like this. Cross the river here. Here. First, we beat our average speed there. Excellent, excellent. I think our first people are starting to arrive at our stations here as well. Yeah, meeting our speed records here. So go ahead and we'll connect it right over here to Baton Rouge. First people have arrived at Baltimore. And is that close enough? It is not. So sometimes it does help to double check. Sometimes you do have to build just a little bit closer. That's what we'll do here. We'll go ahead and move some track here. another great one we can do here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 is we'll connect the cities of Baton Rouge and New Orleans, since they're so closely linked by rail. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And since that one is also really close too, we'll go ahead and build a little bus route as well. First off, since we have our train line up and running, connect there. Connect it with the right over here. Just have a little bus that'll connect this half of Pensacola, and it does include the station area, so that's a neat little thing we can do there. Go ahead, center that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get a little extra money there for that train. 7, 8. Happy. Alright. That train running. Let's go ahead and start the new line here. We can actually already see that New Orleans and Baton Rouge are connected by road. So we'll just go ahead, make another road here. Actually make a little more paved one, since we can do that. It doesn't necessarily matter in the early years, but definitely does make it a little more sweeping and a lot easier. There's proper Baton Rouge, and there's proper New Orleans. And we'll just go ahead and have a bus from between those two cities. As those cities grow, those will also start paving their roads. New Orleans has a population of 367, and Baton Rouge has a population of 357. So they're actually having some of that share that population with each other, and more people will tend to move here as that ticks up here. So we'll go ahead, got that bus running, and we'll go ahead and see some really close cities. Another really close one here is Columbus and Tallahassee. So we'll go ahead, make a really neat connection here. It's like 1, 2, 3, and 4. Perfect. Nice and happy. These two cities will definitely really be happy. That's a really nice one right there. Yeah, the city kind of runs around that. And we'll do that here too. This little intersection. We already have our first run running here. Already breaking speed records. Definitely is going to be a lot of things in the early game, just because we're pretty much the only company right now. Later on, we'll go ahead and do that. And we'll go put the evergreen lines, since we have no stations up here at Washington, D.C. Put it behind the houses here, so that way DC can actually build out this way. That'll definitely help our bottom line if the bus can stop at like some of these other places here. Next order of business, we'll probably connect the cities of Richmond and DC here. And so we'll go ahead, build the line out this way. No, I know I said I don't like that, but I might even replace that bridge entirely with a stone one. Very happy. Anyhow, go ahead, leave that road on this island here, so we can get that down. Go ahead, connect that, because we can't have intersections with the stone, dirt one, if I don't remember correctly. I don't think you can, but we'll go ahead, check it out right now. Yeah, you can't have an intersection with that type of road. What we'll do is we can actually do stone, or the dirt, this direction. Perfect. Alright, that'll help. And so, now we'll actually be able to connect both of those cities. So our next one will be the city of Richmond. We'll put it right there, nice and happy, up at this little area. And we'll connect the cities of Richmond and Baltimore. Richmond and Baltimore. There we are. Perfect. We're starting to get that. And then we might even just build another place right over here. Up the road just a little bit. To the city of Philly. Philly. It's going to take a little while for that thing to get over there just because it's on a really, really long trestle. So Philly might actually get a lot of money, but we'll also do that to Baltimore here. Baltimore, trying to be our central hub for the Northeast. And there we go. So we're starting to really get some money here. So how's our train doing? Our train's doing okay. It looks like the Memphis oil well's not doing a lot, but the Baton Rouge oil wells. So that's excellent. Our train is doing okay, except for about a month. Our buses are not doing too bad either. Our New Orleans and Baton Rouge bus is actually doing $60 a month. Go ahead and see our passenger rates here. Looks like 8 passengers, 18 blocks. Looks like 11 days it takes to traverse that line. We'll go ahead and see if any of these other routes start getting a little better as the years go by. We're only 6 months in right now, 7 months right now as I'm speaking. So it's definitely going to get a lot bigger and better as we expand our network. So I think our next order of business here is I might even get rid of the road inside of here. That's just a weird thing sometimes cities do. They have these little tunnels. They're not necessary. They might even just go ahead and take care of all that. Perfect. So then we can actually build out the road here just a little bit. And Philly can actually start growing this direction towards New York City. It might take out just a small loan here, just to get that part of the road completed. Make that go down just a little bit. Perfect. All right. Excellent. Excellent. So our next order of business, we'll go ahead and build the road between Philly and New York. York did the same thing here. They have this weird kind of tunnel that goes to nowhere. I think what we'll end up doing here is we'll move the road just like that. So that way at least Philly can grow out that way. We'll grow downwards here. Just a second. If I can, yeah, I think I can only go down with straight road. But it's alright, we can build a little bridge there. And then what we'll do, we'll go ahead and move the land like this just a little bit. And I'm sorry about that house, but I'm gonna need to move for science. We're already upgraded here, perfect. And then we should be very happy. And we'll go ahead and remove that part of the road there. Little intersection here, just so that way we can connect to those two houses. And then we'll go ahead, build it right there, New York Lakeside, and then we'll have a second New York up here. So that way, because it looks like more people are building on this side of the Hudson than the other one. So we'll have that, and up on our highway over to Philly. Cool, and then we'll start that line right there. That should actually help us out a lot more. So we'll go ahead and pay back some of that loan just a little bit. That'll definitely help us out in the future. Next major city up at the East Coast is Boston. Boston will be very happy to be connected to our little highway network here. And then eventually, take a look, see how our stations are doing. Richmond definitely wants a little bit more in terms of their passenger service. So you know what I'll do? I will appease Richmond by having a second bus here run up towards this side of town. So that will definitely help Richmond passenger numbers here just a little bit. Let's see, Richmond is only a village of 305. I think our biggest city, let's go take a look, right now is a village that's actually Boston. Boston has 441 people living there. Miami is our next biggest, all the way down there. And our biggest one that actually has a station right now, that is Baton Rouge, that has 422, correction. And then our next one is Columbus, actually. Columbus actually has one station. That's all the way over here. Okay, perfect. So, as you can see, we're slowly building out here, and eventually these cities will grow into, or villages will actually grow into towns, and they'll start paving the roads here. So that'll help us out a little bit, at the very least. New York is actually relatively small, only has 200 people, but then our next big city, technically along the northeast, I believe is DC. DC has a population of 309, juxtaposed to Boston's 462, that has increased as I've been talking here. So let's go ahead and let's build that highway here. So go ahead and remove some of the scenery marks here, just so that way we can find out where to build our little road here. I'll go ahead and build right there. I'll actually build right there. Yeah, I'm sorry about the house. Eventually, they will actually build along our highway, as we've seen in the past here. That bad. Ooh, that's perfect. Actually, we'll just kind of move that just a little bit. Take a little bit of loan out of there. Good. Excellent. Excellent. Alright, perfect. So Boston and New York are connected. So go ahead. The Boston one right there. That'll definitely make it very happy. You can see the kind of the outline of the houses right now. But that'll definitely make it nice and center. So we'll go ahead and have a bus between Boston and New York. There we go. So that's a nice, very happy one. And then we'll go ahead and start running an express bus. So I haven't gone over expresses yet in this series yet. That's another thing we can do, especially with two very big cities. We'll do Boston, and then probably skip New York. Unless we'll see how good those cities are doing. The first order of business, we'll just run between those two cities as an express. That means that bus will not stop at any of their stations. We'll see how well it does. It's got 2 people from Boston right now. New York's doing okay. Philly's doing really okay right now. Looks like Baltimore is doing fine. DC's doing fine too. So you see DC's actually starting to grow here, which is a nice sign. Always a great sign. Let's see, we're doing pretty darn good right now. first passengers have arrived at Boston. That's a great sign. And let's see how good Boston's doing. Boston's doing okay for now. It will require more people because they are such a massive city, and I think, you know what, I'll go ahead and satisfy them right now. So we'll go ahead and have one here at the lakeside, call it the lakeside station, but it's, you know, the ocean. Run between those two spaces. Make it very happy. We'll call this Boston Harbor. And one of the cool things, you can also rename some of these things, so we'll call this Boston Harbor. We can actually probably run a boat, but boats are, you know, boats are different. Especially in the age of the automobile and the train here. It's not necessary. If I really wanted to, if New York Lakeside starts getting quite a bit of people, then it might even run a secondary boat service. But again, I hardly ever use the boats. I think I use the boats in one mission later on, but I don't necessarily need to use boats, and so I won't use boats. It's just not part of the game, at least for me. So we'll go ahead, keep moving on. Let's go ahead and take a look at our things here. Our oil train's doing okay. All these other buses are doing fine right now. This one's doing good. How's this one? This is our express. It's doing fine right now. It's paying off its running costs, more or less. Or, well, I guess it hasn't run for a month yet. But this bus is doing okay. Actually quite a bit of people between Boston and the harbor there. So Boston is actually doing really well for itself. I kind of figured it would, since it is such a, again, it is our biggest city on the map here. And let's see, New York is also doing pretty good for itself. Most people are on that side of the Hudson. Well, you know what? There are no other rivers, so maybe that's not necessarily the Hudson. Maybe that's the East River. But whatever. They call it New York. This is all just New York, at least in this game. And let's see. Let's go ahead. May even open a new highway or a new connected city. You know what? We'll do Florida next. So watch out, Florida. Anyhow, go ahead and build. This is Miami right here. That's a nice little wing. We'll connect Miami and West Palm. Nice little highway right here. Peoria's not doing too hot on their iron ore. That's fine there. We're not using any iron ore. We are specifically just carrying passengers and oil. So we'll do that for the central there, and we'll do that for central there. Florida's so lakeside, it's almost all these are lakeside and woods. It's hilarious. But now we have those there. And then Tampa is just right away, so we'll just go ahead and continue their construction there and connect West Palm and Tampa. Cool, perfect. Alright, perfect. Head and set up that one right there. Perfect. Tampa is connected. So that's Tampa and West Palm. Daytona doesn't necessarily need it right now. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at our buses here. Let's see what are doing our best. So it looks like our Baton Rouge bus is actually doing really good. It just left Baton Rouge with a load of 10 people. That's actually really nice. That's really, really nice. It means Baton Rouge is definitely delivering on in terms of its town. And looks like New Orleans is doing really good too. So that means this bus is actually loaded in both directions. That's really, really nice. That's the kind of the goal. You definitely want to have cargo going both ways. Since both of them want it, that's very, very good. Let's go ahead and see our next bus on there. That's the Tallahassee bus. That one actually has a full cargo load right there, so let's go ahead and see if it's working properly. Let's see, 7 people there, we have 2 people there, so that's actually perfect. It means there's enough people here at Columbus that it's actually filling up the entire bus full to the brim. Now, it looks like Columbus is actually doing really nice for itself, so I will actually connect the city of Columbus with Savannah here. So, Savannah, go ahead, build another highway. Okay, perfect, excellent. We got that one right there, and this Savannah is nice and perfect. You can see almost as the same as that. Go ahead, put the Savannah station right there. And then connect Savannah and Columbus. Perfect. Those are nice 2 stations that are going to be connected by a bus here. And let's go ahead and start looking up from that direction. We may even have an entire East Coast bus network, going all the way from Boston down to Miami. That's the dream one of these days. But right now, we have these kind of just fragmented networks kind of all over the place. But until then, that's kind of the dream. So let's go ahead and see how we're doing. We're almost to our goal actually. So we have we're about 81% there. We've delivered 817 tons of oil and 1,635 passengers as of time of reading. Let's go ahead and take a look. Our train's not doing as good, but I think it did just arrive at Pensacola, so not necessarily a good gauge. But you know what? It's fine. If push comes to shove, we can always see how good or bad the train's doing. And then this is our Express. Express is actually not doing too good comparatively, so we might even just take that off of Express and just have that stop at every station along the way between New York and, Boston and DC. It'll just make our life a little bit easier, and it'll make a little more money. This is probably the killer right here, these little trestles that go down here. I was mentioning that before, but it's probably one of our main reasons why we're not doing too hot on service as an express between Boston and DC. I like to call that the Paul Revere, especially when I build a train line that runs down the coast like this. Because I believe there actually was a train that ran along the East Coast called the Paul Revere, but clearly no longer has a name, or it's just not called that anymore. I think it's all just Northeast Regional and Acela, so that sucks. But these buses are doing really well for themselves. I'm actually very happy with how this is going so far. I might even move a little bit of that station over here. That'll make my life a little bit easier. And we'll actually extend. It looks like this little intersection here is actually improving itself. So more people are moving to kind of central Boston, or Baltimore, correction, than the other one. And we might even build another one here. We'll connect these little guys right here. This is technically part of Philly, so we'll have that little Philadelphia guy right there. And all of our buses will stop there since we have no more express buses. So our next order of business. Let's see. Is everybody doing okay here? Yeah, everybody's doing fine. Right along the Thanks here. Oh, there we go. We've successfully completed our challenge here. So we are golden. We did 1 year and 8 months. So it only took us to September. Let's go ahead and see our final roster here. See if our best of us. So again, that is still Baton Rouge to New Orleans. So that's kind of our big one. And then our second big one is actually over here. That's Miami to West Palm. Something to keep in mind for later. And then our next one is actually West Palm to Tampa. That's actually quite a shocker there. And then our next really big one is Tallahassee to Columbus. And then our other one here is Columbus to Savannah. So quite a big raw, posse of vehicles here and all here and there. So it's perfect. That's actually really nice. So go ahead and wrap this one up for now. We'll see you next time. Clear track speed. Out.